Nerds! Happy ink slinging Monday! Let's talk about writing, which is basically what we talk about all the time anyway. But specifically, let's talk about starting to write a book when you've never written one before. This same advice could be applied to if you're starting a new project, but my main focus is going to be those of you who have set a New Year's resolution to write a book this year and you want to do it. Writing a book can be very daunting, but with perseverance and hard work and the word nerds, you can totally do it. The first thing you'll want to decide is if you're going to plot or pants your book. Plotting means that you're going to come up with some sort of outline for your book. You could write out chapter by chapter what you want to have happen. You could use a beat sheet. You could use 3-act structure or 4-part structure. I've put links down in the description to all of those things if you think you might be a plotter and you want to learn more about them. Pantsing is when you start with just one thing and go. You start writing and you don't look back. You don't know where you're gonna be going. You just kind of let the book take you there. Either of these methods or a combined version of them is totally fine. You don't need to have an outline, just like you don't need to just let the story happen. This is really up to you, your personal preference. If you've never done this before and you're not sure, just pick one and try it for a little bit. Just put pen to page and start writing and see what happens. And if it doesn't work for you, you can stop and make an outline. Or vice versa, you can start with an outline, and if you're feeling too boxed in, you can just put it aside and start writing and see what happens. The second thing you'll want to do is set a goal. It could be to write every day, or to write once a week, or to have your first draft completed by a certain date. Just anything, because writing a book is hard, and it's especially hard when you're writing your first ever book and there's no one counting on you to finish it. Having a concrete goal or deadline can really make a difference. And set up consequences to achieving or not achieving that goal. These can be different for everyone. I know for me, food is a great consequence. So if I finish my draft by a certain date, then I get to go to Taco Bell. What? Food doesn't work for other members of the Word Nerds. Like Aaron and Emma have both said before, like, if I want Taco Bell, I can just go get Taco Bell. And so if you're like them and food or treats are not going to be good consequences, find other things. I know Emma has a planner that she puts stars in and it looks really pretty, but she feels ridiculous putting a star down if she didn't actually write the words to warrant that star. Maybe public shame works well for you. I know it works well for me. So a lot of times I will tell my goals on the internet and then I have to tell everyone on the internet when I didn't reach those goals. And it hurts my insides. Number 3, and this is the absolute hardest part. Put your hands on the keyboard or the pen to paper and start. And this is a crucial part of starting. Don't look back. This is particularly important for your first book because it's gonna be so bad. Like, there will be parts that you love and that make you happy, but your first draft of your first book ever is going to be a hot mess. This book over here, Ethereal, was the first book I ever wrote from start to finish, and I've opened it maybe twice since then, and it is painful every time. And the only reason I was able to finish it is because I didn't look back. I didn't read my work again and think about, oh, but it's so different from all these other pretty books on my shelf, I'm never gonna be that good. Like, yeah, with that mindset, no, you're not gonna be that good. Everyone's first draft sucks. You're not gonna be the exception. So just accept it and write as hard and fast as you can. Number 4, this is number 4, right? I think so. Persevere when you hit writer's block. It's inevitable. It happens to all of us. There's gonna come a point when you hate everything you're writing, you hate your book, you know that I told you not to go back and read stuff, but you did it anyway, and ouch, it hurts so bad because it's not pretty at all. I told you not to look at it. Come on. When that happens, find things that make you want to push on. We have a ton of videos archived right here on the WordNerds channel to help you get through writer's block. There's a section on our website that categorizes all of those videos for you, yawordnerds.com. You could take to Twitter, Make some writing friends. The am writing hashtag is great for this. You could try changing up your routine. If you normally write in the evening, try writing in the morning. If you normally write on your couch, try going to a coffee shop. I go to a coffee shop once a week because I feel like if I'm paying $2.50 for a cup of coffee that someone else is gonna make, then I need to get work done. And you just feel cool writing a book at a coffee shop. Like, yeah, you're kind of a stereotype, but whatever. You're awesome, you're writing a book. And if/when none of those things work, because sometimes they won't, you sit down anyway and you don't open the internet, you unplug your Wi-Fi, it's just you and the Word doc or the Scrivener file, and you make yourself write 3 sentences. And then you come back again in a few hours and you make yourself write 3 more sentences. Do that enough and eventually you will get through the rough patch. You will get to a point where you love your book again. You'll write a sentence that you look at and you're just like, yeah, I did that. That was an awesome metaphor. And yes, it's going to be hard. And sometimes it's going to suck, and it's gonna feel lonely occasionally. But when you're done, you have a book. Like, look, I have this book, and I wrote it, and I'm proud of it, even though it is very messy. These are my words, and I worked hard on them. You can feel that sense of pride too. You just have to make yourself do the work. Just remember that the second you write that first word, you are a writer. You are amazing and creative and strong, and you have words that other people want to read. You have stories in yourself that no one else can tell. Like sometimes when I'm feeling particularly down and frustrated, I remind myself that Stephen King couldn't write this story that I have in my head, and it makes me feel good for like 10 minutes, which is long enough to write another few sentences. You've got this. The Word Nerds are cheering for you. We have live chats every Sunday to help you along your journey. And so hopefully we'll see you this Sunday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And until then, stay nerdy.